Hi and welcome back to Samatsa on Bass. Today I just wanted to talk about, very briefly, the DI output on the amplifier and particularly the pre-post switch. There is the DI output on this GK1001RB. There is a ground lift next to that. There is a pre-post switch next to that, and there's a level control which controls the level going out through this output. Now, where would you use pre and where would you use post? And that's actually a very good question, because say if I was recording and I wanted to use this as my channel strip for my bass to get the tone that I want, then I would go post EQ, and that would translate whatever settings I have here to that output. If I go into, for example, a big front of house system that has double 18 subs, whatever settings I have here so I can hear on stage, especially the bottom end, the bass control, then that may become overwhelming at the front, because the speaker I'm using here is like a couple of 12s, for example, but the front of house is much bigger than that, and the range of the system will go much lower. So what I'm hearing on stage might sound really nice and full, and out the front it's just rumble, because the speakers can produce those frequencies you can't hear over here. So let's have a quick listen. So that's pre-EQ. I'll switch that to post now. So you can hear the difference in the level there, because it depends on my gain control here, and you can also hear the difference in the tone, which is great. It probably actually sounds better at the moment going straight to the camera, but that going to a big front of house may just be way too muddy, or maybe missing way too much mids, so you're not getting the sound you want. So in general, I use this live pre-EQ. So this set of EQ here is for me on stage, and that signal that goes out to the front of house, which sounds now quite flat and a little bit lower in level, gives the sound engineer the opportunity to EQ my bass in the front of house so that it sits nicely in the mix. Now when we use our system, I actually have some preset EQ curves that I can recall for my channel, or indeed any channel, depending on the bass I'm using. So I can set this up as my stage monitor, send out the pre-EQ signal, add the EQ and all the gain and compressor settings on that recalled setting for my particular bass, and know that I'm going to have a good sound out the front of house. The other thing here is the ground lift. Now sometimes with a lot of the newer systems this is not a problem, but with some older systems that have long runs of cable, the earth at the other end where it's plugging in to the console may not be at the same potential zero earth that the power point on the stage is, and you might get a little bit of earth hum. So what that does is it disconnects the earth and gets rid of the hum. So it'll be one way or the other. If you have noise, you just flick it and it will get rid of the noise. So typically that's how the pre-post switch is used. If your amplifier doesn't have a DI out, then you can use something like the Radial StageBug DI and plug your bass into that, plug the cable from the front of house into the other end of it, and then use the loop to plug into the front of your amplifier, and then that amplifier is used as the monitor, and the front of house engineer gets the bass direct so that he can EQ for front of house. So I hope that helps to answer that question. Quite a simple one, but sometimes can be confusing. Once again, thank you ever so much for watching and spending this time with me. Keep safe, keep well. I'll see you guys at the next video. Be great to each other, and God bless. Take care. Bye now.